to another edition of Crystal Full Item Rando. I'm Snowbear22, and I will be commentating this lovely race. Strike might be coming in a little bit later, so hopefully it'll be okay. In the meantime, we'll let the players off, and they'll be ready to go. So in the meantime, both of these players have faced up against Wrath, and unfortunately I'm talking about. So this is their tournament life on the line. So winner of this match will go on as second place in the group into the bracket stages. The loser will go home. So they both had pretty close matches with Wrath, especially Eastonn, who unfortunately had kind of a brutal seed last time, so we're hoping for a better seed this time. So we're gonna send off the runners right now. And hopefully have a much better, cleaner race. So this is the group finale of it, and we're sort of heading into the mid mark of all of our group stages, getting a lot of them finished up, so hopefully, definitely make sure to cheer for both our runners. Starting shortly, a little bit delayed, but we'll see how they start. There's been been watching a little bit. There's a little bit of difference in how people will do. Some people will do the day, which is just kind of quick, selecting A, getting the Sunday day or Saturday day. Then there's a lot of people who do nighttime, and there's pros and cons for doing both. The nighttime is good because it allows for higher level Pokemon in places like Victory Road, Mount Silver. Whereas the daytime can help take advantage of some of the earlier route state, having higher level Pokemon. So there's kind of a mixture. We had Eastonn setting it for Saturday night, and Vercetty setting it to Sunday day. So we'll see if it comes into play. One of the other benefits of doing nighttime as well is that Nectar can't be Peloton, so you're not able to pick up the day. You can get the Sunday day PM in the Mart, or the Peloton Mart, in the Overworld Mart, because of that. So we have a little bit of a difference in starters. Eastonn picking the Arbok, Vercetty choosing the Paragon. Definitely would appreciate to go with the Paragon myself, but Eastonn is very much in the party person does not like Arbok, or does not like Flareon. So I think out of principle, he definitely does not choose Flareon. It's one of his most disliked Pokemon to go along with the Pokemon. Flareon, of course, has one of the stronger attack sets, but they have Flare. And they have the basement picking up already. Oh no. I hate to do this early because then there's always the tempting fate of, well, do I go in pre-7 badges or do I go wait for the card key as well? If you go in pre-7 badges, you risk isolating the director's item. However, you skip all the rockets and can get access to items a little bit out of logic. However, if you wait for the card key, you might be waiting a long time. Just to get items, so you could have just to wait for access to items that may not have been useful. So we have Eastonn getting his standard 5, 5, 2, 4, 5 Pokeballs, 2 potions, 4 repels, pretty standard. Vercetty is selling off some items, trying to see it, finding out a little more. Looks like he's going back to 29. I think he liked seeing at least the Gator, or at least a couple Pokemon in there, although Eastonn also finds the Gator on Route 30. up stomp and catch it though. Still don't know what that Flareon's moveset is. It's most likely pretty good though. So one of the benefits of going Route 29 is that you can get some different variety of Pokemon. Really, all that matters is that you get something that's pretty Mikey. But I generally will only go back myself if I've seen a couple Pokemon that are good. I don't like to spend too much time there. And plus, they're lower level. They're levels 2 or 3 compared to Route 30, which is levels 3 to 4. So I guess Vercetty doesn't unfortunately find anything really workable. Goes on to Route 30. Eastonn, of course, talking to the professor, getting the phone call. Did find a couple of pokes that could have worked, but probably is just not confident in them at all. I mean, they're not great. I mean, Nidoking's not splendid, but it was borderline usable. But the Arbok is more than good enough for the first trainer, pretty much. Although we see Kingdra on Vercetty's side. Ooh, this is level 4. It's a little bit more rare, and wow. Kingdra is one of my favorites to run. So definitely is pretty big. It's fine. It's solid in all stats, 95 in all stats with 85 speed. Water Dragon typing, so it's solid. It's just overall good. So that's got one of the best. So it's, I mean, it also has, of course, access to Stab Surf eventually. So that's always good. Definitely would run Kingdra over Flareon for the most part. Just not looking at moveset, that is. Flareon is workable though, but Kingdra is just mostly solid, so kind of just approve. I do approve of just realizing good enough. Don't even need to look at the moveset. Keep going. Although I would have maybe given some thought to keeping the Flareon, but it was mostly special, so it's not its highest stat. It's workable special, but really shines with physical attacks. And Kingdra has not great moves, but should be workable enough. Zapcan is no fun. Either way, Eastonn's on to the next part. He's got his Waterfall HM, which will be definitely beneficial for Kingdra. A lot of people will hold off to teach that kind of thing, but Waterfall is just a solid move. Even if it's not Surf, it's still pretty good, and it should suffice for the early game. You could also teach Surf again as well. That's one of the things I'm trying to learn to do, is just teach some of those moves that it doesn't hold off for Surf. Just if you need the Waterfall early, you just take it. It's like the Kingdra was having a lot more issues, so having to switch into the Flareon to get to finish off youngster Mikey. And then he's into his shopping. Probably just gonna move along with the Arbok as much as he can. Getting a good amount of healing items and all sorts of stuff. We'll see if he's gonna look where he's gonna look for a new main, or if he's just gonna push the Arbok through. Oh, he is going to Ruins of Alps. That's a pretty rare play. A lot of people don't like to go here, but it is a pretty good play. And we see Gator again. It seems to be in all the rounds. Substitute Gator. We'll see if it has anything else. Although, I just realized that Vercetty's Kingdra did die to oppression. Unlucky. Gator with belly drum, vine with bite. Workable, but it's it's unfortunate that it's not able to take advantage of the belly drum. It is gonna do escape rope chamber. Maybe we'll get, you know, something like the squirt bottle early to bail him out, or maybe some good TMs. Regardless, he can always teach waterfall. We have a dig TM, that's always good to see. Very unpleasant. The SS ticket, okay. And the old rod, okay, so we have the SS ticket there and a chance to get a level 10 main. I don't know how much I necessarily rely on the old rod, just for the simple fact that it is a level 10 Pokemon, but it is not guaranteed to be fully evolved. We have Pokemon are guaranteed to be fully evolved at levels 9 and below due to our good early wild setting on the ROM itself. But it looks like Eastonn's just happy enough with the Gator, pretty good, and we'll carry on. Did teach Dig to that Hardball, so he can have utility and can just sell. It doesn't have to worry about buying escape ropes. Either way, this is a very good, you know, not committing too much time to try and find new main. Pretty good overall. That's to be expected of experienced players. With the early SS ticket, I honestly would expect at this point probably an early not early squirt, early pass, but that's not necessarily the case. Yeah, so both players are entering Sprout Tower. Generally pretty good, especially when you're lower level, just to get those extra levels of experience. Vercetty's still pretty much set on not teaching his Kingdra any of the waterfall HM. I think at this point he could really use it, but you know that I understand that he probably, or Vercetty probably wants to. Vercetty probably wants to keep his Kingdra as runnable as possible, which would be hopefully getting Surf rather than Waterfall. Unfortunately, Eastonn's Gator not learning any helpful moves at level 7. String Trot is a definite no. Not today. Yeah, but it's good that they've gone into the Sprout Tower and gone for and getting Storm Badge themselves, which will help with their fighting moves. It also help with obedience if they were to, for example, main switch to Kenya or any other traded Pokemon. Oh, was that a squirt bottle I just saw? I think so. Outrage on the Charizard doing a lot more damage to the Kingdra than the Gator, but either way, it's something you really don't want to see. It does have a max revive for that Kingdra. It'll help. And ooh, that's a Blissey. And unfortunately, honestly, it's really unfortunate he doesn't have any physical moves, because it's gonna be kind of annoying to deal with. And very coming in clutch for that crit Razor Leaf, because Blissey does have respectable and does get the headbutt TM. A little bit too late for the Blissey, but nonetheless a welcome move to see. And yes, it was a squirt bottle. I did not fool me. And that is a Tauros with the Squirtle. That is always good to see when you have a headbutt TM as well. Confirm a good normal move, and that's Aeroblast. Ooh, okay. I think this Tauros is most definitely a keeper. Hopefully Eastonn, I believe Eastonn stayed before, so he should be good to go. Ah, yes. Yeah, very good. And Tauros is a buddy. Eastonn has a lot of good tasted buddies. Aeroblast counter, not as good. However, Headbutt does solve a lot of those issues. I do like this play from Eastonn, just kind of going through, realizing his Gator was definitely struggling a lot. And this Tauros will have much better luck. Nothing in the into the back part of the national park. We'll probably just continue through. I don't think he stepped into Ecruteak, so he's not going to be relying on, and he's not going to be relying at all on Bill's poke, which is I think pretty fair considering when he saw those Aeroblast, even though unfortunately that was its only move. But it looks like both of them are switching to the Tauros. And it looks like Bugcatcher Arnie knows what he's doing, and oh, that counter almost destroying Eastonn, but able to get through it just fine. So we have a little bit of difference of play where Vercetty's just immediately gone back to finish up Violet, whereas Eastonn's gone on to Goldenrod. And picking up Kenya. We'll see what it is. It looks like there's been nothing required for Eastonn as of yet. He is gonna heal. Wonder what that Kenya is. It looks like it's the same kind of creature as the Tauros. It's hard to tell from the sprites themselves. So Forge is a little rough to get through, but he does get through it. Not too much issue. Vercetty, of course, blazing through the Faulkner's gym. Not a problem. Ooh, that Sacred Ash might come into play later. Access the center. And we have the card key now, so chances are is that something is important in the basement, considering you're given the card key and the basement key very early on. And ooh, that's the radio card right off of Vulcan. Very important to have. And it looks like we got some pocket sand, or some soft sand, from the radio quiz. But we do have Rainbow Wing from talking to Buena. I missed that item on the bike shop guy. I'll catch it in just a second. Oh, I think Eastonn did Eastonn forget to talk to the Rock Smash guy? I think we'll find out soon. Oh, it was just a hyper potion off of the bike shop guy. It's sort of hard to keep my eyes peeled to two different places. And oh, that's the mystery egg. So, oh, and the mineral badge. Wow. Just all sorts of items popping up right now. Yeah, so it would have been... We'll see if Eastonn did talk to the Rock Smash guy. Because then he'd be able to pick up that item, or buy that Rock Smash gem right away. Rather than having to double back. I did find it interesting just to repel out of the basement there. It's probably faster than just taking the elevator. A move that lowers speed, double kick. Ooh. Oh, he did talk to the Rock Smash guy, I'm mistaken. Although I don't think he bought Rock Smash. Oh, he's a little short in cash, that's why. Because he needed the water, the money for the water stone. Probably will come back later, but buying that double kick to him, very good, very much needed. And it looks like he's heading off straight to the gym. I'm totally okay with this play. You have a very good Tauros. Double kick, Aero Blast headbutt. That's pretty good coverage. Actually, it's almost nearly perfect coverage, so you're solid, or all around. And of course, counter for good measure. And it looks like Union Cave is pretty barren. I don't think there was any items there. Although, I am gonna probably need chat to help me see if there was anything important. Because I'm trying to keep my eyes peeled to both streams, doing wildly different routes. I am always a favorite of myself doing the reverse Johto loop, you know, or going through Goldenrod. Double-edged giraffe is not what you want to see, but luckily it's weakened itself just enough for the Tauros to eat for sure get two-shot. And the headbutt flinches are always good to see. So it's important to know with Crystal actually, so even if they had a King's Rock, it would not increase flinch chance of headbutt or any move that flinches. King's Rock actually only improves the flinch chance of moves that don't flinch. So it's kind of a weird kind of situation in that kind of case. Yeah. So because Eastonn and Vercetty both have Squirt Bottle and the ticket. It can be all. It can for sure be pretty much anywhere in Johto, save past Mahogany on the way towards Blackthorn. It can't be on Route 44 and beyond. But if they don't get the pass, then they know it for sure cannot be in Kanto. So that's all. So they at least have that part in mind. I didn't see what item Eastonn was for sure trying to pick up, but I guess he's now got a good rod, so if he wasn't happy with the Tauros main, which I don't think it's good, he could always fish another level 20 main. But I think this race, I think both of them are pretty set on that Tauros, which I think is a respectable play. Tauros is pretty good, has about 100 attack and a little bit more speed. Pretty solid with decent defense. Its only, of course, problem is special attack, which it has 40 base special attack, which is unusable. And so Eastonn's sort of catching up to Vercetty, whereas they're sort of giving each other a high five there in Slowpoke Well, and the Rising badge is what's on Kurt. Guess he's not making Pokeballs today. I guess he's forging badges now. I sure hope there's no underground market for badges. And so Vercetty has a TM for Magnitude. Teaches it right away to Tauros. Pretty good idea. It helps cover those rock types that it was pretty much walled against, so very useful indeed. It helps for just coverage in general. And it looks like Bugsy's pretty much pushover at this point. Swine up. Okay, Omastar's maybe not that much pushover, but Magnitude will take care of that. Pretty simple. Shouldn't be a problem for either player. And then Gloom. Aeroblast. Or just headbutting. The one nice thing about the double kick for Eastonn is that it's boosted by the Storm badge. Although both of them have a boosted Aeroblast from the Zephyr badge. And just a blue card and a revive from Bugsy. Looks like it just, as Strife would call him, a scam is normal. Oof, unfortunate. Sleep, but has a full heal and has a full restore. I think he has some awakenings as well, or he's had some at some point. And yeah, that's when a pretty easy to take down. Although it looks like Vercetty had a little bit easier. Yeah, easier 5-5. But they are in sync now. They both go for the far-fetched. Of course, Eastonn's already grabbed that item, so he's doing a little bit the quicker route through. Whereas Vercetty, having to grab that item, goes around a little bit further. A couple extra steps, but overall, it's pretty much just as fast. And so, risking the few tiles without encounter, both of them escape rope out, and it looks like they're going to be kind of crossing after this. Oh, Eastonn talks to the wrong person by accident. Just a max potion, nothing too big. Looks like they're going to be kind of now crossing paths and doing the checks that each other did. This is kind of the beauty that I like about item randos, that you can have totally different paths going through with the same set of items. It lets you do things that you just normally wouldn't be able to do in the normal game, which is really amazing. And, you know, hats off to those who have done that, or put all the work in making sure that this is possible. It looks like both of them are going to save some room for that protein. Good money and or stat boost. Personally, I just would let it go. But I know at least Eastonn was struggling for cash a little bit early on. But he did attach that amulet, I believe. Probably both just getting invested into their main, just to boost it, but its attack a little bit more. Vercetty going shopping, and he's gonna go buy his Waterstone and probably get his Rock Smash TM as well. Whereas Eastonn's going on to the Yin Cave. I'm gonna attack with Rising Power 5 turns. I think that's either Fury Cutter or Rollout, but looks like neither of them were willing to do that. We're safe buying 2 Rock Smash TMs. Guess in case you accidentally teach over it. And so getting his mineral badge. And Eastonn gets the unique, interesting. It's in there. Oh, and nothing. I guess nothing on that. Eastonn's not going to get stopped by this little person who's sort of invisible, and that's because he hasn't talked to the Miracle Seed guy. Does almost skip that item, but realizes and pretty quickly that, oh, I need to get that item in the middle there. And that must be the Magnitude TM, which is probably something, which might be something Eastonn teaches. I'm not entirely sure. One of the unfortunate things, and of course the seed guy kicks you up there until you've beaten Faulkner, so you can't get that item from him, unfortunately, until you have gone and defeated Faulkner. So we've kind of got a lot of kind of a weird assortment of items from both sides. As Easton's gonna get his radio card from Faulkner, and Vercetty's gonna get the card key down here. And then I did not see what the Miracle Thing guy gave for the Zephyr badge, but I don't think it was anything important. Sledge should cover anything needed to. And Vercetty gets his card key. Because Vercetty does have the mystery, oh, that's right, the Miracle Seed guy gave the mystery egg. Because he doesn't have that mystery egg, I think he definitely has a lot more incentive to get that rock smash that I forgot to, or rock smash items, which I totally forgot to mark. So you should be able to do all the checks at once there that you can without being E4. I believe Easton doesn't have a Rock Smash, even though he went to Goldenrod first because he was lacking the funds. Tauros was not the starter Pokemon. Tauros was the Sudowoodo, and it had just Aeroblast. Both players taught Headbutt. Easton got the Double Kick TM in the Mart. And Vercetty picked up a Magnitude TM on the ground and taught that. So Easton saving here. Oof. Bike jump call. Did take that. I guess they're both learning Sludge, so there's slight differences only from whichever TM they taught. Yeah, so Easton does not have the Rock Smash. And I think that's okay not doing the Rock Smash right just now. Because the Dark Cave checks are out of logic. However, the Rock Smash check that is locked in Critique is in logic because they do have the card key. Not card key, sorry. Well, they do have the card key, but it's because of the squirt bottle. So both our runners chose different starters. Easton chose the Arbok starter, and Vercetty chose the Flareon starter. I think the biggest difference is that, so that's been kind of different, kind of different experiences overall. So Easton naming the rival after Vercetty, kind of just a little shout out there. Oh, and there's the Super Rod! Oh my gosh, that's a level 40. And I didn't see what the 5 of the item was for Easton, but yeah, he's just fishing right away. I still don't know what that Kenya is. It was some kind of form, same sprite as Tauros. Yeah, definitely remember that mystery egg. Very good. Slowbro is not what you want to see fishing wise. But there are 4 different slots here. And they're a little bit more evenly spread out for Super Rod. So he's a Jigglypuff. Not gonna run it, not gonna be like Tom in the Big O tournament. I think he's kind of realized not a good option. But there is still the option of getting a different fishing slot in Cherry Grove, or because it is different slots than Newmark. Newmark has unique slots compared to, or has different slots compared to Cherry Grove, and of course Cherry Grove has different slots compared to Route 30, 31, and a few, and of course those are all different from the cave as well. So it's lots of different slots for fishing. Haunter, definitely much more workable. It just involves one more level to get, yeah, just one more level to get Gengar, and Gengar is pretty good. I get they're all buddies for Eastonn. I don't know how many buddies he has, but he does have a lot of them. And it's got coverage. It's not great coverage, but it's workable. I respect this. Teaching Waterfall, just being able to have that. In the meantime, Vercetty is teaching Rock Smash, so you can get those items in Dark Cave that Eastonn did not pick up. And Eastonn looks like he's pretty happy with that. Haunter, not going to try fishing elsewhere, which I think is totally respectable. It's good enough, just keep going. Looks like the Rock Smash Pokemon was Pinsir and Nidoking. Huh, got both of them. Don't wonder which one's the rare, which one's a common. Yeah, Eastonn has a lot of kind of unevolved, non-fully evolved buddies, and okay, it looks like they're. We'll see what items there are. So far, nothing good in the cave. We have a TM. We'll see what that is. He's gonna pick up the item on Route 46 on Route 2, Elm, and it looks like Eastonn didn't miss out on anything there. And the Canyon delivery wasn't anything that he was important for him. Max Elixir though is nice, but or actually no, I don't think he has room in his bag for that. And Vercetty is gonna get his Super Rod as well. Of course, now Eastonn does have a lot more items now that he has money. The slowing attack could be something like Bubble Beam, so that's good to get. Getting Rock Smash, getting Sweet Scent, good to see. Vercetty resets it away, I guess. Not interested in the Super Rod. Definitely a different play than I would have done. I think at that point I would have accepted that, because it is at least 17 or 8, or it's like a 16 or 17 level boost on a main. Well, it's just hard to part with Tauros. Level 40 is a level 40, so I'm not gonna argue with that. No good TMs so far, or special TMs so far, really, but we'll see what item was in there. And Eastonn is actually gonna opt to do early basement. Basement key was their first item. He does have the card key, but he is gonna opt to do it early. I don't fault him there. I think he just wants early leveling. We'll see if Vercetty actually goes for the roamers, though. So this is gonna be kind of an interesting kind of play, as both of them have sort of gone totally different paths. We're going to just sort of head over to Vercetty's audio for the moment, hoping maybe he will pick up or try or see the roamers, or they will. I think. Let's see. Yeah. Is teaching a headbutt to the Haunter. Needs something for just general stuff that's a little bit better than Iron Tail. They're definitely respectable. Yeah, as mentioned in the chat, Headbound Tauros is pretty dang good, but a level 40 is a level 40. Yeah, it's always hard to give up on a good Pokemon early, but Sometimes, you know, if you have an option to really get a better main, a higher level main with that's pretty much as good, it's probably just worth even checking out. Kimonos seem like they're not needed today. A little bit different, I guess a little bit off the script that these ROMs normally have been going. Either way, looks like Eastonn's having no problem with the rival. And he's actually, when he heads, because he's into the basement first, he'll have the invisible rival. And oh, I see. So Vercetty totally reset before teaching Rock Smash, so he has to teach Rock Smash again. So we know Rock Smash is not a useful item at all today. In the meantime, we have Haunter evolving to Gengar. Variable increase in pretty much all the important sets: HP, speed, special attack. Very good. Meantime, Eastonn doing the basement 1, 2, 1, 3. Pretty good. Grab the items and hit 1 again. Gets an axe accuracy for his treble. So keep in mind that these items are only in logic once you have 7 badges. Getting Surf, that's always good to see. And looks like I don't know what happened to that Tauros, but it got destroyed by that Arbok. Yeah, there's quite an irony indeed. Sorry, delay of the fortress using Fire Blast. And there's Fly in here. Eastonn's rewarded with the early basement play. Very good choice. Alright, then here comes the roamers. Okay, so there's at least a Doduo, and I didn't recognize the other two, but I know they're decently okay. Doduo Roamer is pretty neat, but yeah, Fly for Eastonn is very big. This is a huge advantage for him already. And he doesn't have to worry about being punished for going in there too early, because he already does have the card key. So he'll be able to take care of anything as needed. Just gonna go on to Ecritique. Probably is gonna wait on, if at all, the Rock Smash items. But yeah, looks like Vercetty not gonna even bother going for the roamers. It seems pretty sit on that Tauros. But yeah, but this is a huge advantage to Eastonn. Having cut Surf, or having Fly and Surf, both of them. And it looks like this Tauros has just been having a hard time. Of course, enemy Tauros using counter against your Tauros is pretty rough. We saw that already happening to Eastonn before. But yeah, Eastonn's blitzing, going all the way, probably to Route 43, since he's not gonna get punished and can just fly all the way back. And this is the huge part of getting Fly over your opponent, is that you're able to move around the map much quicker and not have to worry about, you know, getting stuck in the wrong part on one side of the map and having to traverse to the other. With Fly, it's very simple to just go from one place to the other. It's also kind of rewarding to see a level 40, and it's kind of shows a difference that even though the moveset was kind of medium stinky, level 40 is pretty important. Lets you having higher level Pokemon lets you do some of these bigger gambles. And he's entering the tower. Vercetty in the middle of Morty's gym still. And Strife is joining me. Welcome, Strife.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. You've missed kind of a very interesting, different start. We got a early squirt bottle for that Sudowoodo Tauros. And then we had basement key early, and so Eastonn, after getting the super rod from turning in the Rising badge, fished up a Haunter in Cherry Grove, and then went straight into the basement where he got both Fly and Surf. So this has been pretty big advantage over him. Vercetty did check those and the Dark Cave ones that Eastonn didn't pick up, but reset away the super rod.
Look,
So
all I'm concerned about was I should have waited at least like 3 more minutes to come back because there's a fight happening right now that I don't want anything to do with.
I understand. I know it's a scam. Don't worry about it.
Perfect.
It's gonna be a scam. There's totally nothing important there. We do know there's at least a Doduo roamer. I don't know what the other roamers are though.
Okay.
Yeah, see, scam. Nothing to worry about. Our reputation just saved today. It's okay. We'll end up having to go in there early anyways. But we do have the card key, which we have had early. So
Yeah, it just looks like we're lacking. I was just gonna say we're nowhere close to 7 badges. Yeah.
Although we are getting a little bit closer. So we do have the Earth badge going on there, and we do have the Soul badge that Vercetty is going to pick up here. And Eastonn's going onto the boat, off to Kanto. Skips the lighthouse, totally okay. I understand not wanting to go into the lighthouse right away. You don't have the secret potion, so you generally want to wait until... A lot of people like to wait until you've got... at least the secret potion, so you have to do lighthouse all in one go.
Plus, with him already having Fly, going to Kanto isn't out of logic.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely bonkers. And it's gonna do that fight, no big deal.
Are we happy with Eastonn's main right now?
Well, you'll see what its moveset is. It's work in progress. But Surf Waterfall, that's one of those rare things, but, I mean, it's not a big deal to teach both Surf and Waterfall. It was not great. It was either, it had Petal and Zap Cannon earlier, so it's really not missing too much out, and does have enough PP for all the special water moves it needs.
Also, at level 41, you're not really incentivized to switch. Also, I mean, Gengar's a good poke, but that's a roamer. So, Vercetty deciding to catch the Doduo roamer. Doduo is a pretty good main. A little frail, and physical pokes are always... I don't prefer them, but, I mean, this is a more than suitable main. But yeah, upgrading to the Dodrio over the Tauros definitely does sound like a good idea here. Not sure that, like, it's something I would reset for, but it's a good idea. Oh, it has Mega Horn, too. That's pretty good. Kind of still getting set up. I gotta pull up chat. So Easton just looks like is doing some of the really easier Kanto checks, just going through, making sure that he doesn't miss anything super easy to find. Big ticket items right now, it looks like, is Fog Badge, because that would allow you, of course, to use Surf, which unlocks a lot more easy checks. There we go, I can see chat. Hi, chat. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this Dodrio works out. Like I said, Dodrio is a Pokemon that I personally am usually really scared of running. I mean, you do it if you can, but it's not the best choice in the world, let's say that. Also, I mean, it's in my opinion much worse than Easton's Gengar. Oh, we have a Thunder Punch TM. Okay, so that over Zap Cannon. Yeah, that makes sense. Crunch. Yeah, that works. What are we teaching it over? Okay, so Easton deciding to give up his last physical move, which is fine. Gengar's attack is pretty low. Well, actually, it's not even that bad. But you typically do want to hold on to a physical move just to, deal with any random Blissies or Chanseys that you find out in the wild. But yeah, but a good physical move like Headbutt is actually really easy to get a hold of. So if we really wanted Headbutt, we could always fly back to Goldenrod and just get it. It's really not that big a deal. Also, we could get... Oh! Okay, I definitely want to talk about that in a second. It appears that Vercetty has found the Fog Badge. So that's actually going to be a little bit of an advantage that he has over Easton because of the fact that Easton skipped the Lighthouse. But yeah, the interesting thing though is that while Fog Badge is in the Lighthouse and Vercetty has that advantage there, Easton doesn't have the Fog Badge, but Vercetty doesn't have Surf. So kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. There's some information here. It'll kind of depend on which person goes for where the other person went first, right? To determine how much of an advantage that gets. Easton here, of course, beating Janine, the easiest Kanto gym leader to defeat. So we're just starting to do a couple of, maybe sprinkling in some of the more extensive fight-heavy checks in Kanto, but overall still largely focusing on just, you know, getting, kind of increasing your checks per second is kind of the goal here. You know, you just wanna increase your the amount of checks that you're completing as often as possible. Eastonn looks like here is going to go to the lighthouse, so he should find Fog Badge here really quick.
Oh, I've been muted for a while. Whoops. I was
almost wondering, but I didn't want to say anything.
But yeah, actually, Vercetty actually missed the skip an item. He dropped down after talking to Jazz and just dropped down again. So he did fight that other trainer. I don't think it's actually faster necessarily to fight that trainer. I mean, he's one less Pokemon, but it's a little bit longer of a walk. And on the other hand, because he did miss that, and look, it was only an escape rope, but sort of kind of hurtful to see that it just doesn't go that way. But either way, Vercetty is going off to yeah, he's going off towards
Kanto.
Yeah. And did I miss Vercetty pick up the Earth Badge? I don't remember where that was.
I think it was the strength check. I don't remember, sorry. I wasn't paying his...
yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was in... Oh, that was in, yeah, Alvine. He definitely got that.
Yeah.
And Eastonn's gonna pick up his Fog Badge shortly. So this is gonna be... This is gonna make it be his 7th badge. So, Morty completely not needed, as per usual. We'll see if Eastonn decides he wants to skip Morty.
That's sad.
I don't know how much he's fond. He is a believer in the Never Morty Club, but.
I was going to say that said. So, if I remember you telling me correctly, both Fly and Surf are in the basement.
Basement, yes.
Said?
Yes.
So that's out of logic, right?
Well, it was out of logic when he went down early, but they both have the card keys, so the 7 badges were going to be expected to go in there. So they've had card keys since, they've had card keys since Goldenrod. Basement key was the first item on Route 29, so Eastonn just got it a little bit early.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, so going that far out of logic and doing something, I assume he had to fight all the vanilla rockets down there, or did he not have enough badges?
No, he went there early, so
so
he had only
really well played.
4 he only had 4 badges going in. So he did, of course, isolate the director there, but he can go back easily now since he's got, you know, his Gengar and can defeat all the rockets. Grab that item, get out of there, not worry too much about it.
Yeah, especially now that he's had 7 badges with the card key. You're gonna have to do those checks eventually.
Yeah,
anyway.
so he's of course sort of miles ahead at this point because he's got that versatility and because he did dip early to basement. And this is kind of one of those things that happen that you get that you know, a little advantage sometimes taking a big gamble like that. Although I don't know how much of a gamble it was, because you did have basement key and card key, so...
I mean, it was a big gamble because you're going extremely far out of logic, but it was a pretty... like, since it didn't take him that long, I mean, it depends on how much of a problem he had with the rival fight.
Not at all. He was able to set up. And he does attach the black glasses, not only to improve his crunch, but to make his main 10% more cool.
No, that's...
Or sorry, 10% cooler. I apologize. I at least have to get the reference correct.
So, Vercetty at this point does have 7 badges. So, the thing that I actually want to see is definitely at this point him going to Goldenrod Rockets. I think that is actually probably just a good play at this point for him. Of course, we know how much that's going to pay off for him, but I also think it's a pretty good idea at this point.
I guess he now is getting the Soul Badge. Whoops, that's his 7th badge.
Yeah.
A little bit early. I guess because he went towards the strength thing. Did he reset it away or something? I'm so confused.
Him resetting it away sounds like a very plausible scenario.
I'm honestly not a favor of resetting away progress like that. Because, for example, it did require a double dip there. But he is going towards Goldenrod rockets, so he is eventually going to get his items.
HMs.
Yes, the very important HMs. But this is sort of, you know, the show and play of, you know, Eastonn taking it and saying, hey look, I want a higher level main. Taros is good, but a level 40 is a level 40.
Yeah. I still am worried about the Dodrio, but it's a good
I think
main.
you're over
It's
concerned
just
about
yeah.
that. It's gonna get bone if and when he buys that or uses that TM. I mean, he's got
Plus
Megahorn
strength eventually, plus headbutt eventually. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's gonna always buy it, but I don't think there's that worried about that. I mean, it's got good enough attacks.
Yeah.
Not sure if that was intentional to use that Megahorn there, right? Or may not be weird that Poison does indeed resist Bug. It is not Gen 1, where Poison and Bug were super effective against each other. They now just mutually resist. Weird things.
So, other big things to talk about is the fact that we already have Rising Badge plus Waterfall. With the fact that we have Surf access now, that's pretty big. Finding this Rainbow Badge. Eastonn exactly where he's supposed to be with Waterfall. Back of Mortar. It's really, really check-dense area.
I mean, it's got the most checks in the game, just in general. I mean, it's got like 22 plus checks. And you can access, because you have Waterfall access, you're able to access the strength-locked items. So, you're able to get into the parts that weren't accessible with just Surf alone. Or just strength alone. You can get all of them together.
Yeah, we could also see him go up to Victory Road. Victory Road has a couple checks. I'm trying to think if there's any other major areas Eastonn's thinking about going to.
Well, I mean, those are the only ones with Waterfall. Only, you know, of course, going up there, he's not able to get the Solar Beam TM location until he has Whirlpool, but
yeah.
But he's doing a bit. I mean, Mortar. Generally, when you Waterfall, you immediately go to Mortar.
Yeah.
I don't think Eastonn's gonna go towards Victory Road anytime soon. He's got so many checks elsewhere. You know, he's got at least he's doing the card key for stuff right now, and then gonna check the director item in the basement, and then he can. So this is all kind of nice preparation, because once you've done the radio tower rockets, you actually get the shop in Mahogany. So she's there. If you defeat the radio tower rockets first, and then go in to do the Mahogany rockets, she's there selling her wares while there's some illegal stuff going on in the basement. She's totally not related to that. It's just a mom and pop shop. Don't worry about that. But yeah, Eastonn's gonna have generally, I think, an easier time going through than Vercetty, just because due to the nature of special type coverage being generally more solid than physical coverage. And that a lot of Pokemon have usually a lot more physical defense than special defense.
Yeah, I mean, we are dealing with very, similar styles of main, both Gengar and Dodrio, fitting into that kind of just big hitting glass cannon kind of role. Of course, the difference of the Dodrio being physical means a lot here, though.
Yeah, the Dodrio's coverage is very poor. Bug fighting has a lot more to be desired. Bug is just... Well, Megahorn is a great move, does not offer great coverage.
Yeah.
And fighting has a lot of parts that's just... It needs some help. It needs to be complemented with either Rock or Ghost, generally.
Yeah.
Whereas water, electric, dark is pretty much perfect coverage. I mean, you're set against even the numerous water types that it has with both Thunder Punch and the Crunch. So you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, you're gonna struggle against grass types, but Crunch can.
I mean, that's why you have Crunch. Yeah.
Yeah, just with special attackers, because you can, you usually are looking to hit super effective, just because you can. So we're missing that on grass types, but I mean, grass isn't even the worst thing to have that kind of problem with.
Grass is usually the grass types aren't that strong, so you can kind of deal with that. The bigger problem is you want to have some solution for the water types, especially the water psychic types.
Yeah.
And Eastonn's got those answered in spades. The other thing is that there aren't as many
I mean, water is the most numerous type in the game, right? Like water and normal, I think. So he's got those two covered. At least water super effective and normal neutrally in multiple ways that hit very hard. So shouldn't be too worried.
So I didn't see what the director gave, but it doesn't look as anything interesting. But we do have the Marsh Badge. Yeah, Vercetty definitely needs either Drill Peck or Aeroblast at this point. Preferably Drill Peck. Wing Attack would suffice as well.
Yeah. It would certainly help. Strength's gonna help a lot when we find that as well.
He does have Double Kick, but he's choosing to do Rolling Kick. I personally would prefer Double Kick, because it hits more. It's got 100% accuracy compared to the like 85 accuracy from Rolling Kick. It's a little bit less power, but it's also no flinching. But you know, I'd rather have the consistent damage at this point, especially since you're already depending on a bunch of moves that miss, like Mega Horn and Hyper Beam. That's the other thing about physical moves, is there's just a lot of them that just miss a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I was also going to say, you know, like, you're already out-leveling most of these fights, so the biggest time loss that you're more likely to miss than to not one-shot at this point, because of how high level you are, so you're wasting more time on misses than...
Oh, there was a clear bell here! Oh! Alright, that opens up the rest of Tin Tower. And, of course, fighting the director, or the false director. Yeah, gonna get his March Badge. So Eastonn's sort of... Oh, Hive. And there's the Hive Badge on the false director. I imagine Eastonn's gonna be much more quick to fight the false director compared to his last one, which was rather unfortunate, because that's what happens when you have to go up vanilla. Nobody likes doing vanilla rockets. Yeah. It's gross. Or vanilla in the sense that you have to climb up at the left side, rather than being able to skip those skip the three trainers that you would have to fight going that way. Yeah, so Vercetty's gonna be picking up his Fly and Surf down here, and we'll see whatever's on the director. I'm imagining that Eastonn will just quickly zoom back to grab that. It's unfortunate that the shortcut to the director doesn't open up until you've actually saved the director.
Yeah.
It's just really annoying to go back for that single item like that, but you know, it's not the worst thing ever.
So when all is said and done, I mean, Vercetty's play to grab that Fog Badge early like that, and the fact that he is about to get Fly and Surf, meaning that he'll basically be really close to back on par with Eastonn, means that we still have a really tight race here. I think the big advantage that Eastonn has is that he's already fought Janine.
I mean, he's also done a lot of the quicker checks. Vercetty only barely dipped into Kanto, and honestly, Eastonn still has the advantage of having already done the surf checks. I mean, he went back to the lighthouse pretty quickly. I mean, I think having Fly, you kind of are more willing to go back for that kind of thing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, definitely though. I mean, like, the big thing, like, at least that I mean, is that for, like, missing Fly when your opponent has it has the potential to be, like, a game-losing, like, difference. But What's up?
He's doing the item checks. I think he forgot he dipped into the basement early.
Oh.
You can just do 3, 2, 1. Oh, he hits 1 again, okay. I think he
might not
remembered.
know the 3, 2, 1. He might not be remembering that. But yeah, Eastonn's main is also a decent advantage. But the thing that I mean is, like, yeah, Eastonn has an advantage, but this is still very winnable for Vercetty. Like, he got to where he needed to be quickly enough that I think that, like, Eastonn's lead is big, but not, like, game-breaking.
Okay, it looks like the director was just max revive, which is nice to have, but not needed. Yeah, so, I mean, I honestly, both of them have critical vulnerabilities. If it's an electric move or really any special attack on red, Vercetty's gonna have some issues, whereas if the lead on red has a ground move or anything just generally physical that's not fighting or normal, Eastonn's gonna have a hard time. But, the chances of it having something like a ground move, pale sort of in comparison to the chances of having an electric or ice move, which electric and ice moves are generally more accurate than ground moves. Also, electric and ice moves tend to be on a lot more powerful side, whereas ground moves sort of, you have what, Bone Ring, Earthquake as your top end, but you have also like, Bone Club and Bone Rush, Mud Slap as the kind of thing, whereas electric is you have Spark, Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Zap Cannon, you have Ice Beam, Blizzard, Icy Wind. Yeah, so there's a lot more on there, unfortunately, and that's just more due to the fact of it. Although, I mean, of course, Eastonn is a lot more vulnerable to things like Psychic, but I think Gengar has a little bit more special defense and is able to handle that kind of thing. And Dark-type moves are just generally not as good.
Yeah. I mean, Eastonn definitely has the better main. Eastonn has the better main. Eastonn has more progress right now. He's got a solid lead.
Yeah, and he's also got a couple extra levels because he did choose to switch to level 40 much quicker. I mean, Eastonn would probably be more than willing to just move to lead Waterfall, but honestly, I don't really think he needs that 4th slot at the moment.
No, the big thing that I think that he's sacrificing with that Waterfall slot right now is his physical move for Blissies.
I'm sorry, Gengar doesn't have a good enough attack stat to really get better using a physical attack versus Blissey. He just power through at that point. Eastonn's kind of using up all his potions. I guess, I mean, he hasn't really gone super shopping since, his initial issues.
I think I almost would have liked to have seen him done it.
Yes, Vercetty did get Surf and Fly. I apologize.
Bro, yeah, sorry. I missed that too. My bad.
I mean, I know that they're there, so I'm assuming he did all those checks.
Yeah.
Considering he did fight the rival. Yeah. Dodrio's coverage here really showing kind of this problems here compared to Eastonn, who's just kind of blazing through the stages with the small inconvenience of having to deal with that hoe that has much more special defense than physical defense. But I think your concerns about the dojo are really are showing here, where it's just kind of, it doesn't have the attacks right now to deal with, you know, these Pokemon and just getting punished over and over. Whereas Eastonn's Gengar, even when it doesn't one-shot things, is able to clearly two-shot them, and it goes just fast enough to deal with that.
What did we teach Dragon Breath over there?
Bubble Beam. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I
Dojo's
wouldn't have done it,
special
but I
attack
agree.
is nothing to really do. It's. I honestly wouldn't have taught Dragon Breath there, because your Bubble Beam was your rock ground coverage. Or, I mean, you have fighting moves, but you see, Surf would have been. Surf would have killed that Onyx for sure, and that's kind of the thing about that, is that Surf, Water, or Bubble Beam would have killed that Onyx, because a lot of those rock types have a lot of defense, and so it's much easier to target their weak special defense. Besides the fact that they have 4x weakness.
Yeah.
Dragon doesn't offer any super effective coverage except for against Dragon. But that was a very ugly spot for that secret potion, being on the item in the middle, central pillar. So you saw Eastonn having to go around to just pick that up. So it means it was for sure a double dip of Lighthouse. And Magmar, I think, is a pretty good Pokemon. But it looks like he's not going to even consider it, which is fine. It's a little late to consider it, but Magmar is a very solid Pokemon overall.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, like, this Dodrio is probably going to do everything you need it to do, right? Like, at this point, if you stick with it, you might be slower in a couple spots, you might need to put in a little extra effort in a couple spots, but this thing's gonna get you to red. You're not, there's not a question of, like, whether you'll get walled, really.
Yeah. On the other hand, I mean, Magmar is a mixed attacker. It is defensively fragile, but it is, like, and that's what I like about it, is that it is a mixed attacker, so you can, you know, build it either way. I mean, yes, its attack slightly higher than special, but it's 105 versus 100, and the important part is that, you know, to be able to make anything work. But, you know, your Dodrio already has levels, he already has stats, no reason to go down 7 levels for a Pokemon like that. Umbreon, ugh. Just kidding. Just, thank goodness you can run away from that, is all I'm gonna say. It could be, it's just a hassle to deal with when you're fighting.
Vercetty also finding his secret potion.
Mm-hmm.
We also saw Eastonn pick up the expansion card there at the top of Tin Tower. Not something that's relevant quite yet, because we still don't have the Pokegear, but it's closer.
Yeah, this is definitely something good to see. It also offers our players, our racers, one last chance to also get that. I mean, there is the plain badge here as well, which does enable one more check. And ooh, here's the glacier badge for Eastonn. You know, he's just getting a lot more progress here, which is always good to see. Oh yeah, thank you for marking those rockets. That
You got it.
I always forget to do that myself. It's not really an item.
It's not an item, but it's important because it unlocks Claire, especially now that we have Whirlpool. All of Claire's checks, or wait, we don't have Whirlpool yet. But once we get Whirlpool, all of Claire's checks are going to be unlocked, and that's like, while it's a long fight, it is like 4 or 5 checks back there.
Yeah. Either way, looks like nothing too important on. Nothing too important was found, but Eastonn's gonna be able to string together some more. I guess no, he's got just the whole chamber there by itself, but he is gonna string it together with the Union basement. Because he just doesn't have strength. So doesn't have strength, doesn't have flash, but those are gonna do it. Easton gets a little funny. Invisible slowpoke person.
Salesman.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happens when you've gone around backwards and then you talk and do all that. Do like the save point from Easton. It's like, hey, gonna do that. And he did string it together. I do like the way he string the checks onto 32 together. Generally, you would go from here, approach from Azalea, but you know, it doesn't have strength, so it's much better just to get the cut check done, and of course the Zephyr badge check, which he already did, but...
Yeah.
And it looks like Vercetty is going to go to Mount Mortar. He's going to be able to pick up his rainbow badge. But yeah, and welcome from SpeedGaming 2. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, if you're not aware, this is our still in our group stages of our Crystal Full Item Randomizer tournament. This match between Eastonn and Vercetty
is a do or die match for both of them. Winner goes on as second place in the group. Loser, unfortunately goes home.
Who's the third member of this group? Do you know?
Raf Pow already advanced with the 2-0 at this point versus them. So this is gonna be definitely hopefully definitely intense matches. A lot of the people have been. There's been a lot of great races and a lot of great runners as well. Or sorry, great races and great runners. So
yeah,
I'm excited to get to the next part soon. This has been a very, very quick. This is kind of fast-paced tournament, and so it's gonna. We're hopefully gonna not have it drag too long, so it can definitely build that excitement.
Yeah.
So for those who are just tuning in, kind of figure out. So these are groups of 3 with going on to a single elimination bracket. Once you get to the top 4, it's going to be best of 3s. So it's kind of the preliminary, and then the bracket stage is like the real deal. And then picking up Whirlpool right there in front of the Soft Sand Girls. Does not fight the Soft Sand Girls. I personally probably at that point would have just fought them because you're there, but can be understandable not to fight them since it is 3 fights for 1 item, and you have plenty more options to go. Do like this play from Eastonn though. Going for the Whirlpool all the way to Victory Road. Can grab all the items on the way there, including the Solar Beam TM, so... And is able to repel away any of the level 40s in Victory Road.
I don't know when he picked it up, but I do want to point out that I saw it when Eastonn was scrolling through his bag. There is an Aeroblast TM out there in the world, so that'll be nice for Vercetty to pick up when he does get to that point. I'm not quite sure I remember what check it was, though.
I mean, yeah, Vercetty could definitely look for it.
That's
picking up Flash
though.
there. And so that puts all the rock smash checks in logic. The rest of them there in logic that Eastonn didn't check, but that's okay. We do know that those checks were nothing, so he's not missing out on anything there. But it does also open up the Flash Chamber, which could have some required progress.
Not only that, but since we already have Whirlpool, that puts Whirl Islands in logic.
Absolutely. They don't have the Silver Wing, but I don't think Eastonn really cares about the Lugia at this point with his very solid Gengar.
Yeah, I think Vercetty, if he finds the Silver Wing, would be tempted to switch to the Lugia, but Eastonn's probably not. Also, with Fly now, we can do a lot of the rock tunnel checks when we get around to it. But there's a lot of stuff. Flash puts a lot of stuff into logic for Eastonn, so we've probably got
all the dark cave stuff.
Yeah, so we've probably got a good little bit here of Eastonn just picking up some quick checks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sorry, Dark Cave being the dark places, so Rock Tunnel. He doesn't have access to the other side of Dark Cave. Well, for the items anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think he did the cut checks here that Vercetty is doing, so... actually, because he hasn't even done the Mahogany Rockets at all.
Oh, gosh.
So... we'll see if there's anything interesting there, because I think Vercetty is going to be heading towards the Mahogany Rockets, which are... not a lot of people like them, but it has quite a few items. It may be eventually on Eastonn's docket, but right now he's got a lot more checks that don't require fighting to do.
Yeah, I mean, most certainly Eastonn's probably going to have to do at least some of the rockets eventually.
And there's a volcano badge there.
How do you like... I'm interested to see if Vercetty is going to go for the Team Rockets right here. On one hand, I like it because putting a little bit of experience on his Dodrio sounds like a good idea. On the other hand, though, I mean, I kind of want more information about where the rest of my quick checks are before doing this. But
I'm okay with him doing this. I think, it's just generally there's just a lot of items there, and you know, knowing a lot of people tend to put it off makes me almost want to do it sooner, actually. Eastonn not getting the victory, the Indigo Plateau fly point. I guess that doesn't really matter because once you get Poke Gear, you're going to go through the Rock Tunnel, Snorlax, Diglett Cave, sooner.
Yeah, he'll probably be able to. I mean, he'll be able to grab that in a reasonable amount of time.
Looks like Vercetty's. Oh, you know, he is. Oh yeah, he is heading there.
Going to Mahogany. And
there's the lady selling her wares. Definitely nothing shady going on here. I don't know what this shady salesman's doing, but clearly not her business.
Also, don't worry about the man that got hyper beamed by Lance. He's just fine. No worries. It's fine.
It's fine. Well, they'll pick up the body later.
He was Team Rocket anyway. It doesn't matter.
I do appreciate Eastonn waiting for at least the cave ones to be in logic. I mean, Eastonn's only thing was just going a little bit early to basement cave, but he knew but he had the card. He knew you were gonna get 7 badges eventually.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of shortcutting that stuff. I think he's probably gonna wait on doing Rock Tunnel until he has the machine part. He may though opt to maybe go check the secret potion check eventually. You know, it's unfortunate having to go up the lighthouse a second time, but sort of what was needed.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, especially with oh, there's Poke here.
Yeah, okay, so definitely gonna go on saying, okay, wakey wakey time.
Yeah, so this unlocks all of West Kanto, and this is kind of what I was talking about going and getting your information for all of your quick checks.
Yeah, definitely could see, you know, one of the reasons not to dive into rockets early because there's so many other checks around.
Oh, main switch, Eastonn, do it. You won't, but you won't, but please.
Oh, he was trying to surf it. Unfortunately, no! it did run out of the PP there, so you're spared this time.
Oh.
Look, the last time someone ran you on red, that was brutal. Actually,
Oh,
maybe it was
was
beating
it?
that was deserved. Yes.
Oh no, I missed it. I actually had to do my own race. I couldn't watch the end of it.
It was brutal. High jump kicks, rock slides everywhere.
Oh no.
It was better that you didn't watch it.
I'm so sorry. That day was so cursed for me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why you didn't involve that Ghastly sooner, but...
Don't worry about it. I don't know why you're worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Are you worried about it? Why would you be worried about it?
Sounds like you have some denial issues.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about that on a later day.
I don't think
we
you
might
want
need to do an intervention.
Look, my races, I'm not going to win my races, so I have to do it for the memes and for the people.
That's a totally okay. That's a totally okay reason. Don't let your memes just be dreams, folks.
Look, I've already fought Morty once this tournament, and that is one more time than I wish I could have.
Alright. So, yeah, I think Eastonn's probably gonna just head. Looks like he's gonna head towards Blaine and just go deal with that.
Yeah, Kanto gym leaders, on the whole, tend to be like a little bit more tedious checks just because they're all fights. A lot of them are a little bit higher level. Some of them require you to do a little bit of setup, depending on how good your main is. But Blaine's a pushover. Blaine, usually by the time you get to him, he's one of the quickest checks on the map.
Excuse me, I was wrong. He just getting the pallet fly point, as he's going back actually to do Jasmine instead.
That makes sense.
But anyways, I'm gonna switch to audio to say to get the awesome. Never mind.
Royal Islands, maybe.
I like that play. It's in logic. He's gonna go get this quick secret potion check and avoid the 6-poke spinner.
Yeah. It's a little awkward because we don't have strength, so we can't sweep up Chuck in this, like,
I generally wouldn't. Generally wouldn't touch Chuck anyways until after Roll Islands. I just like getting that Signwood fly point, and going from Signwood is a little bit. I don't know if it's necessarily quicker, but it's a much safer route because you can. I mean, you are passing by a couple of spinners, but they're not gonna hit you just going normally. So.
Plus, you have to get this fly point eventually.
Exactly. Yeah, and it doesn't matter which island you exit on. You know, I know a lot of people are trying to exit off the southwest island just to get that quick point, but I mean, you need to at least, but that means you have to enter in, exit out, and enter back in. Either do a flash a third time, and it's just much more inconvenient.
Yeah.
I don't think either player has a silver wing, so there's not going to be a Lugia check.
Yeah.
Although Eastonn does like kind of going through this way. It's a little bit slower than just going through it, but it's less escape ropes.
Yeah. I mean, plus, I don't know.
Although he's less digging and stuff, so.
Yeah. There's also, like, at least some amount to be said about, like, you know, doing what makes you comfortable, because if you know the route, especially if you ever have to do it in the dark, you can do it quicker if you know where you're going.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier to do this way in the dark, than having to do a lot of the backtracking their way. And, you know, even though he's not hurting for escape ropes because he's got dig on his Pokemon, alternate between digging and escape ropes, I think generally it's just fine to do it as is.
Yeah.
It looks like generally Rocket Hat has been sort of bust.
Yeah, which is a bit unfortunate because, at least for Vercetty, because if there's a decent chance at this point, if Eastonn just finds all of the other badges before choosing to do Mahogany, he might just not do it.
Yeah, no, and it is a big time sink into here, and it's just I think it's a trick that nobody generally likes, it's pretty universally hated. We see a lot of people kind of postponing it for understandable reasons. I used to be a huge advocate of postponing it, although nowadays I think I do it early. It kind of just depends.
That said, Whirl Island also appears to be a bit of a bust.
Yeah, but Eastonn's gonna head off to get at least the cut checks.
Yeah, okay.
If he remembers,
Mahogany Rockets, I believe here.
Probably, I think it's a reasonable check. I think he is probably gonna get those cut checks done too. Hopefully, at least, anyways, so he doesn't forget about that, since it is, for the volcano badges. And we'll see what Lance gives us. I didn't see it. It looks like it's a general not useful item. Oh. Eastonn's not doing that, does he? I hope he didn't just right-click like Rage, forgetting that he has the cut checks. That would be very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I will double check on his track. Oh, I guess it's not. The part's not. He doesn't show the map location, so yeah, it doesn't have it so far. That's. Hopefully he doesn't forget about it. It's 3 quick checks.
Yeah. I think it's relatively unlikely that he forgot about it, but it is possible.
I mean, I forgot the dig TM in a recent race in the national park. That was rather embarrassing, and that was unfortunately the last item I needed. So yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it's real unfortunate. I mean, like, unfortunately, we do kind of have to. At the end of the day, like, managing the tracker for this is a skill. It's kind of a not usually non-factor skill, but it is a skill.
Yeah, I mean, you want to generally not. I mean, so generally you want to mark in batches, but you have to be careful about marking in batches. Whereas if you're marking every check as you go, it's going to slow you down. Yeah. So it's kind of trying to figure out when to mark it, but also being careful not to just blindly right-click things. Because right-clicking will clear all that you can do, and sometimes you'll forget that you have access to some checks that you didn't have, like, and yeah.
Yeah, like, not to mention, like.
Oh, and there's a silver wing for Vercetty.
I think that was the only important key item from all Team Rocket Mahogany.
Probably. Did he check the gatehouse item? I didn't check. I didn't see.
He did. It was nothing.
Okay. Yeah, so pretty big bust for the Mahogany Rockets and also Whirl Islands.
Granted, Vercetty's not going to fall necessarily behind because of that, because Eastonn's also doing it. But still, something that you would have, if you're Vercetty, maybe would have liked to have seen work out.
Yeah. Alright, I like this play into the ice path. We've seen numerous... Oh, both of them got passed. Okay, it's sort of irrelevant.
Sorry,
both
I completely forgot to mark that on the tracker. I guess we should, even though it's not really relevant at this point.
Yeah, they've already taken the boat, and they have Kanto access. Oh, and there's a lost item as well. Oops.
Oh, I missed that.
That's okay, I was looking at the other screen, so... Not a bust, excuse us. It could... We're pending the lost item check.
But one thing I was going to say is, yeah, so Eastonn, if he right-clicked Lake of Rage, that does kind of make sense, because it's not uncommon to not have cut when you go to the Lake of Rage for the first time. And so if you're not thinking, you can if you're not actively keeping it in mind, you can very easily just forget that those checks exist.
Yeah. Alright, Ice Path is not strength today. We've seen numerous times, you know, on the way to Ice Path, it's been either the plain badge or strength, so always worth dipping in my opinion. It's 2 quick checks and, you know, it's not that big of a deal if there's nothing there. And Vercetty is going to pick up his Glacier badge right here. That'll be that for him, and hopefully he finds his Whirlpool. I am very curious to see what the Lugia is. I think Vercetty is more likely to check it than not, considering his struggles with the dojo. But those can always get remedied with a TM or 2. I think he was debating teaching Thrash, but held off on that.
I mean, once he finds strength, and if he finds that Aeroblast TM that we know exists, that puts him in a pretty good spot. Still not as good a spot as the Skangar, probably, but a pretty good spot.
I mean, at this point, they're gonna have a high level lane, so it's kind of up to whatever Red has.
Yeah, the chances
the ultimate distractor.
The chances of them struggling on Red, I think, are still rather low right now.
Alright, so Vercetty probably has a little more of an indecision or something. A little loop there. He's gonna do those cancel checks that Eastonn's already done. And perhaps, I mean, okay, right, he's not really going to be incentivized to do it as much as Eastonn is, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we still need to see Vercetty at some point go for it. Well, he has Lost Item. Okay, let's see what this check is.
Oh, okay, so rockets, bust.
Completely, yeah.
Or mahogany rockets. Goldenrod rockets, very much required.
But yeah, because we still need to see Vercetty go for the Flash HM. We need to see him pick up his Poke Gear.
And Whirlpool.
And Whirlpool, yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't even... I don't think he's picked up the expansion card either. Oh, no, he must have. That was in Mortar. I will double check. Yeah, he does have the expansion card marked. I mistakenly forgot to mark that. He is doing Sabrina early. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily early. It's in logic. It just generally Sabrina's left to be one of the later checks. He does not have the Aeroblast team, it appears. But it's not teaching Bone Ring or anything. Not sure I agree with that. I think at this point you're pretty committed to the dojo. So, I mean, ground type moves would be very good coverage. And, I mean, you have Dragon Breath, which is not going to help you. And
yeah. Also, I would have liked to have seen him get some X items if he's going to go for Sabrina.
I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, he'll probably be fine. I don't anticipate him having a problem.
Oh, well.
It's just one thing that might have helped him out a little bit, but that's going to be a problem.
I mean, it's just Paris. Hey, for sure it's not a problem, right?
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's not about to use I was about to name a one-hit KO.
Oh my goodness, this Paris is just like, it's vicious. It's like those the Paris. It says, you think the Paris is from Arcia?
From PLA, yeah.
PLA are vicious? Nuh-uh. Let me show you how it's done here. Oh wait, crab hammer. Oh yeah, just.
Oh god.
Just all out water ice coverage, huh? How does it feel now to be destroyed? This dojo needs some glasses. it missed like 5 or 6 megahorns there. That was rather unfortunate.
It's gotta feel. I would feel so bad being a flying type that can't, that's struggling with a Paris.
And just so, I mean, just, it was a costly victory.
Yeah.
Sabrina says, she gives some ice because for those wounds, it just a little ice pack just for those bruises on the Dodrio.
Yeah. I will say I do think that Vercetty going for Sabrina here was a pretty good idea. I mean, it just like it clears out the entirety of Saffron. So,
Okay, I like that. So I see this is how Easton's going. He's like, I'm gonna have to go back anyways. I might as well just go do it. I know some of the folks have been wondering why Easton's still using regular repels, and I mean, to be honest, with those little quick checks, it's just as fine to use repels and super repels, but I would prefer opening up the menu slot personally. I do like this play from Vercetty, just kind of getting those checks, doing what he can.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna go... Wait, what is he doing?
My
here?
friend, you don't have strength. Oh, you do have strength.
Oh, he does. Wait a minute.
That?
Where did he get that?
Must have just picked
We
it up.
missed it! Oh
No, I think he just picked it up on Route 12.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Easton
so
getting his
that's
volcano
still-
badge.
Yeah, so Easton.
Okay, I was scared. I was like, what? But I'm like, no. He definitely just picked it up because he would have gone through Ice Path had he had that.
Yeah, that does also make this play that Vercetty's doing with going for this Azalea loop right now make a lot more sense. Because we can clear out the Waterstone Chamber, we can clear out these 2 checks, we can clear out the rest of the bottom of Union. It's going to be a nice little efficient set of checks here.
Definitely. I think Easton's going to go towards it. But yeah, just, I guess opting not to, oh, no, he is. For some reason, I thought he went all the way back to the Ice Path. Not quite yet, though. That's going to be next, probably.
Not sure, we might just see him fly out without strength.
It's possible.
I mean, also, you have to think, like, I don't know, like, if I had less checks on my tracker than Easton probably does, I'd probably be tempted to go out to, Ice Path right now, but I think, I mean, he can do Rock Tunnel right now, he can do the checks that we know is going to give him strength. He's got some checks to do. He is opting to go there,
into Ice Path as well. Yeah, Vercetty just took a quick reset because he did. I do like how our runners have been doing that save point right there, so instead of having to escape rope out and back in.
Yeah. We're also checking Ho Chamber here.
Yeah. Ho Chamber with Waterstone Chamber is a good combo. Flash Chamber you can do from the outside.
Yeah,
but you have to go through with water. Ho Chamber to Waterstone Chamber is a pretty good combo. I forgot that was already. He hadn't quite done that yet, so.
Yeah, he's not really losing that much time by not having the ability to do
Actually,
Flash
he's
Chamber
saving
here.
time by. Yeah, I mean, not having Flash isn't going to cost him an issue. Although Easton's going to be able. I mean, Easton already did check that Flash Chamber, but he's going to. And he's already done the Ho Chamber, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to string that together. And it's going to be a triple dip into this kind of stuff. But, sometimes it's what it is. I think Easton's going to be flying towards... Okay, so... He does have the fuchsia fly point already. Oh, and there's the Cascade badge there. Oh my gosh.
Cascade badge.
So we're just missing the Boulder badge and Thunder badge at this point. which is for overall no mode. Alright, I forgot that Eastonn had already done Janine. Looks like Eastonn's gonna be heading over to getting his strength his strength 8 gem.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna do all of the checks surrounding Lavender now.
Yeah, and that's not gonna be a big deal. I imagine him going back to the Waterstone Chamber. Anyways, oh, there's a flamethrower TM. I mean, goodness, once he deletes Waterfall, he'll have the choice of either flamethrower or Blizzard, really.
Vercetty found Aeroblast, so we do have that upgrade to the
Very good.
video.
Pokegear, I think. I don't remember. I don't even remember where that was at this point. There was the strength.
Oh yeah, I don't remember either. Welcome our raiders from SpeedGaming 5.
We're kind of in the thick of the pretty intense match here. Where each of our players are missing 3 items they need to progress. Eastonn heading over to Ice Path. That's the most efficient checks.
Yeah, and these are checks that Vercetty has already done.
Or working on right now,
he's working on, yeah.
Vercetty's already gone to oh, I think wasn't the Flash and Pokegear. I know Flash was behind the Whirlpool check. I think Pokegear might have been in Victory Road.
Pokegear, I think, was in Victory Road. I know.
No, I don't think. No, never mind. I don't think it was. Maybe it was.
I think
there.
it was. Was it that or like the back of?
No,
it wasn't the back of Mordor, was it? No.
No, it was definitely not Victory Road. I don't remember where it was.
9 seconds difference between
Wow.
Tilda and Odd Light.
I mean, this is a little bit more of a spoiler there, because, you know, in case someone was watching, but, the same ones here. But yeah, absolutely, very close race then going on, or that just happened.
Yeah.
I appreciate those coming in from SpeedGaming, able to watch those as well.
So we do see red
That's
scale
our closest.
here.
That's our actual closest finish time for both of them. Just 9 seconds is very intense.
Wow, yeah. We do see Vercetty pick up the red scale here. That's going to be another kind of extended check for him. So we'll have to see when and if he decides to go check that and what it gets him.
Yeah.
Eastonn will probably pick that up here shortly as well, though.
Yeah. Very intense race up. Oh, and there's the machine part. Alright.
So with that, we really want to see, or at least I really want to see the runners start going to Rock Tunnel. And I assume that that's what we're doing here for Vercetty. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Flash, so he doesn't know for 100% certainty that those Rock Tunnel checks are going to be in Logic, but he's already shown that he's willing to go into the dark, and that, you know, you're kind of betting on that being somewhere eventually soon. So,
yeah.
I like the play of just go ahead, get those Rock Tunnel checks out of the way.
Yeah, very intense. Yeah. So just remember, you're not required to go into the dark without both Zephyr Badge and Flash being available. Of course, they are available, and Eastonn having to fly back because you missed that one item. Not that big of a deal since you have Fly. If you didn't have Fly, it would be a bigger issue. But luckily, you're guaranteed to have Fly before you do this kind of thing. Or you should have Fly before you're required to go in this area. Oh, there's the machine part, yep.
Eastonn's machine part, yeah.
we're rapidly approaching tracker percentage at this point.
Yeah.
Easton's gonna go to his Waterstone chamber. Gonna grab his Cascade badge there.
So I have to wonder, and this is just kind of more out of curiosity, have we proven that Whirlpool is required to beat the seed yet?
Not yet, but it still could be highly likely with regard to,
Claire.
yeah. And I didn't see what item Vercetty just got. But I don't think it was anything super important.
No. But yeah, I would say, like, because that having those 2 HMs is right now the majority of Easton's lead. If you want to call it a lead at this point, I'm not 100% sure. If
Well,
you
I
can or not.
think Easton's gonna get his lead because he's got the Poke Gear and he's doing this quick check right now.
Yeah. And
Whereas
this is gonna
I
be
think
his
Vercetty has
Cascade
sort of
badge.
been moved away. I honestly don't remember where Poke Gear was. I know Royal Islands was mostly a bust, but I can't for the life of me remember where the Poke Gear was. I think it was potentially
I
something
don't
in
think
that
it was
direction.
too bad a check.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah. Yeah, welcome though from the other race. This definitely a very intense race. 9 seconds is probably gonna be as bench, probably the closest one to the stream, but who knows? We've had some tighter races before in the past with different things, but 9 seconds is still very close. I mean, that's really like that's definitely like, when your nerves start setting in about that. I mean, but either way, good race. Hopefully, and this race has been pretty good too, and not too bad. Selling the Bone Ring TM, I'm not sure I agree with that. Selling Flamethrower and Blizzard? I'm not sure I agree with this. I mean, yeah, Bone Ring I absolutely disagree with selling. You have enough money as is. You don't need to sell those TMs that are good in case something could have been something, in case you needed a main switch and mount server, which has happened before.
I mean, moreover, if I was,
I think at this point he was. He does get the nice Shadow Ball TM that he was hoping for.
Good.
That TM would have been, either Crunch or actually couldn't have been Crunch because they had, I think, a TM for Crunch already. So Crunch or would have been Psychic or Shadow Ball. So, if it had been Psychic, it wouldn't have been as helpful.
Yeah, this is probably the shop for X items that we're gonna need for the rest of the game, hopefully.
I mean, he bought 31. He's gonna be fine.
I was gonna say with Boomerang, I mean, not even talking about a main switch, I would teach that to Dodrio right now.
Well, that's what I was surprised that he hadn't thought about, especially since ground helps with so much coverage with the rock and the steel types overall. It's just a strong move. Also, if something uses a substitute, you can help break that and still hit for a second time. It's I don't know if it can create an extra time, and probably could, but there's just so many reasons to just get it.
Yeah. I am worried with Vercetty. I assume he taught Strength to Dodrio. If Aeroblast is his strongest move right now, and I assume
did he sell it or even teach it?
Teach what?
Did he even teach Aeroblast? He's been very hesitant to teach. Okay, I was gonna say generally was pretty hesitant to teach the strong moves.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried for PP because of Aeroblast, but that's more time lost than like anything.
Oh yeah,
bad.
he's
And
on strength. Yeah.
he's relying on strength, which is fine.
I mean, Strength Aeroblast is good. I mean, Strength
Yeah.
Aeroblast, Boomerang, Shadow Ball is... I mean, okay, so Shadow Ball, Rolling Kick is perfect coverage. I personally would have preferred Double Kick over Rolling Kick, but that's a personal preference there. I mean, if you're probably going to be using X accuracy if it really matters.
I mean, for most of the things that you're using fighting for, ground would also work, so I would have taught Boomerang over Rolling Kick.
Yeah, I think... Honestly, I personally don't like Shadow Ball all that much. It's... I think ground fighting, normal flying is all the coverage you need. Because, I mean, that should be, I think, pretty much perfect coverage, because...
Yeah.
Or... You know, the worst you could have is... ground flying... Fighting normal, because that would, I mean, Skarmory would be the only thing that you'd have to rely on your strength, on your fighting move for, and yeah.
I mean, Skarmory is going to be difficult for any physical attacker, no matter what you do, really.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those. It's a bulky Pokemon, and it's got the high defenses, and its typing is generally hard to hit for neutral. Or anything more than neutral, rather.
And it looks like at this point, we're kind of getting to a point where the runners are just going to start splitting up gym leaders. So we have Eastonn working on Chuck right now, and Vercetty working on Erica.
Yeah, I think those are both good checks. You know, Chuck, of course, the Cyanwood checks being 3 items, whereas, you know, Erica holding only 2 items for similar amounts of fights.
But there's also, like, I don't know, I'm starting to wonder if Vercetty is trying to make some off-the-wall plays. Because, I mean, the fact that he doesn't have Flash yet means that he has some quick checks to do right now that he is choosing to do Erica instead of.
Well, I mean, I don't know if... I mean, what quick checks really are there left for him at this point?
I mean, there's the path up toward Victory Road. I don't think he's been to Victory Road yet.
He has not, because he has not been to Victory Road because that's where Flash was.
Yeah.
And yeah. He is gonna get Janine done and get the item in round 15. Whereas I think Eastonn's got more options overall. I mean, Eastonn does have more options overall.
Yeah.
But he's been very much... I think Eastonn's been a little bit more efficient with the checks, just because he's got all the HMs available at this point and was able to couple in some of the things that Vercetty hasn't been able to. With the exception of, you know, the unique of the chambers in Alph, where Vercetty was a little bit better with that.
Yeah, and there's a couple of these things, right? So, like, Vercetty is doing a couple of these checks more efficiently, like taking care of both of the fuchsia-related checks at the same time is definitely a little bit more efficient. And like, we have a lot of minor points where Vercetty can start to gain a little bit of ground here, but we are still really waiting on when he's going to be able to get that Pokegear check as well.
Oh, that's right. Eastonn dipped in here for the Rock Smash item and just dodged out. So...
Invisible rival.
Visible rival. I think he's gonna get done more to here too, which he'll find that was a scam!
No! Scams!
That's okay. We already know he was absolutely not necessary with the early card key and the 7 badges.
Yeah. Have either of them done Kimono yet?
Yes. Vercetty already did it. Not required.
Dang.
And we'll have the The rumors again, one of which we already know is the Dodrio, and of course the Suicune was the Magmar.
Oh, was this?
The Dodrio, sorry.
Wait a minute. How did... Alright, remind me. How did Easton get this Gengar?
The Super Odd fishing.
Oh, okay.
A Haunter.
I wasn't here for that. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Super Odd fishing. That's why he went to the basement early to get that fly and surf.
Got it.
It's not slander when it's the truth, Wing. You're just afraid to admit it. It is the truth.
Look, Wing. If Morty's not a scam, I don't want to live in that world. But Vercetty picking up Flash here, so kind of getting a couple of the things that Easton's already grabbed from doing this loop up toward Victory Road.
Something else important towards Victory Road, but I can't for the life of me remember.
I kind of wonder.
Oh, you know what? Maybe. No, okay, it wasn't the Pokegear pair. I just maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out for the life of me where that Pokegear was, but oh yeah, thankfully though, Easton does know the lore that Morty is a scam
Yes.
and not needed, so
Yes.
didn't do it.
We have the technology.
Why do I keep thinking that the Pokegear was like on a secret potion check or something like that?
Wing punished for being a non-believer.
Yes.
Easton going after Jasmine here.
Yeah, I just happened to drop my secret the secret potion in the middle of Tin Tower in that one check that you want to reset away.
Don't worry about it.
What is a scam?
I mean, he is also kind of a jerk. Porque no los dos, I say. Alright, Easton's doing Claire, so there's a lot of checks here, but it's a little slow. Oh, I meant to pay more attention to what Vercetty was getting from this. I assume we didn't see anything important. Neither of our runners have done the Elite Four yet. Also, neither of our runners are choosing to even get the Elite Four flying point. Looks like Snow Bear has disconnected for a bit. I'm sure we'll be able to get him back here shortly. But in the meantime, you got me here. Oh, there's the Pokegear. What is this check? Is this Flash Chamber? It's Flash Chamber. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Smarticle particle. either way, that kind of puts both of our runners back in relatively close to even footing, just with the difference that, of course, Easton's done a lot more checks. And there's my Sneasel boy once again, and please don't kill him. He is a precious baby, and you do not need to Megahorn him. Oh, you gotta get wrecked by a Sneasel. Nope, okay. There we go! Yes! Yes! He's coming along for the ride! Back up! Teach that boy explosion, make him a hand grenade. I'm fine with it. Alright, so Vercetty picking up a lot of checks here. Oh, I need to mark waterfall for him as well. Not waterfall. Whirlpool. Whirlpool. So Vercetty just doing a bunch of the quick checks in Western Kanto. Meanwhile, Eastonn finishing up Claire. So we're about to go back into the Dragon's Den and find out what exactly our fabulous prize is going to be for beating the 8th gym leader of Johto. And receiving word, in case anybody was worried. Snowbear is fine, his internet just gave out for a bit. We might have him back here shortly, but I told him it's no rush, we're doing just fine. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, and just start my water to drop. So, and so looks like I did pick up the book here. What was that?
Flash chamber.
Oh, they're right. Yeah. So, unfortunately,
Meanwhile,
being hard required.
yeah.
It looks like I haven't missed much player. Or,
No, we haven't missed much. The big thing is here figuring out if Eastonn's gonna get anything in Dragon's Den here. I don't think we found anything yet, though. Interesting choice, Eastonn deciding to take his time on the elaborate multiple choice test.
look. Not everyone can get it right, okay? Claire has some major issues and was not able to get it right. Even though the answer is clearly 11212.
I mean, Claire struggles with this quiz because Claire's a bully. So...
Looks like someone has some deep-seated issues with Claire. Besides the fact that she walks extremely slow to strut her stuff.
Eastonn trying to convince the rest of the world to become bully Claire.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, so it wasn't the extreme speed Trachini thing, but it is good enough to answer the stuff. It looks like Claire was a bust as well. I mean,
Yeah.
alright, so at this point... Okay, looks like Eastonn's gonna go for Surge.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're probably
Oh, and
just...
the Lost All check that we already saw.
Yeah. At this point, we're just looking at leaders, right? Like...
We do have a Nuggy Hedge Maze that still needs to be done.
I kind of count that as a leader. It's Misty's thing.
I mean, yes, we do have to be a party pooper and crash her, or I guess party crasher and ruin her date.
Yes, Misty's not allowed to have nice things.
Wow, Fish, you're just attacking everyone. I'm gonna need to give. I'm gonna need you to put. I'm gonna.
Hey,
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
need to
hold
give you
on.
time out there. Hold on.
Hold on. You have played this game longer than me. I am absolutely certain that at least in one point in your life, every single one of these gym leaders has annoyed you to your core.
Absolutely, but there's
least
a difference
once.
between telling that Morty's a scam and that potentially Bugsy's a scam, but you know, at least I do enjoy crashing the party. I mean, you know,
And look,
that's what they call me, a pest.
and look, Claire couldn't pass the test. That means she is a certifiable bully. I have receipts.
I will not leave Morty alone.
No.
I don't care, Trickums, that I gave you your win. That was just a fluke.
Trickums, you willingly signed up to watch a broadcast that featured both me and Snowbear. If you didn't expect this, I don't know what you've been doing.
Look, I will relentlessly attack Morty for the scam that he is, holding people hostage, forcing them to defeat him to get access to Tin Tower. No, fam. I am all for saving the world by saving the rockets. You know, that's what they say, right? Save the cheerleader, save the world.
I like this theory.
Look, I've just saved the cheerleader in, well, I guess Buena. We're saving Buena and the other radio power. I mean, we're saving those cheerleaders. God, I really
We're
need
saving
to get
Buena and the other girl and that other random person.
Exactly, right? I'm sorry,
It's
my
30 of the
references are so
population.
dated. I'm sorry, my references are dated, at least 10 years old, okay?
Oh gosh.
Yes, we're saving Gary's cheerleaders, exactly right.
We just completely skipped over that the Gengar almost had the Gengar had a near-death experience right there.
But can it really die if it's already dead?
No.
Or maybe it's what is dead may never really die. But
No.
stop me, I'm already doing too many references, and he's taking a really interesting path through Sabrina's gym. I think that's slightly better than trying to do it the same way that I was doing as a kid, which was just going up and down until I got to Sabrina.
Wing sitting here forcing us to do our job.
It is not a propaganda, it is the truth. You just can't handle the truth. But yeah, it looks like this is just kind of cleanup phase. At this point, it's really anyone's race because they've got 2 badges on the loose, and well, it could be anywhere.
I mean, Easton does have a lead because, like, if Vercetty ever decides to go to Claire, that's gonna waste so much of his time, and Easton already knows that there's nothing there because he's done. So, like, yes, Easton's in the lead, but
This is the whirlpool.
there's-
Did he,
oh,
that must have been. I was like, what? When did he? Yes, he's also doing neither of them believing in the soft sand girls while you're there theory. I don't remember Mark.
I thought
But yeah, I guess he's
No,
gonna go
Mark's
into
not.
Royal
That's
Islands.
bad.
Well, maybe since he doesn't have the silver wing, maybe we'll see what the 60 is because he's not been very fond of teaching. I think some of those TMs to his. I mean, he did teach the
But
Shadow
he
Ball.
sold those TMs.
He sold Flamethrower. He sold Blizzard. He sold Bone Ring. It
I
hurts
don't
my
think
soul
he's
to
even gonna
hear.
check.
I
don't
mean, I
he's
think
even
at
gonna
this
check
point,
it.
it's a level 60. It's an extra body at that point.
That's true.
The
He
Boulder
didn't
and
catch
Thunder
the
badge,
Sneasel.
yeah. Not the Cascade badge, but the Boulder and Thunder badge, yeah.
Yeah.
He did catch the seal. Can't
He
believe
caught
it.
my buddy.
And how did that work out last time?
I don't know. I didn't see it. And I'm going to continue to claim ignorance.
Meanwhile, you know, Easton is doing the nugget hedge is okay. Go for that fabulous prize. We got chat rooting for the soft sand girls here. Whose side are you guys on?
All right, everybody else, bets in chat. Where's the last two badges? We got one saying soft sand girl. Where do you think? I'm gonna say Misty. I'm gonna say Misty and E4.
I would have said E4, but I think Easton's still mad at me about the last one.
Oh,
So
no.
for to preserve our friendship, I'm just gonna say Brock and Blue.
Okay.
We got a lot of E4 believers in here.
Yeah.
You guys just want to see 100% seed.
I mean, they're really close to getting it.
Yes, they are. That's okay. We're almost done with the Nugget Hedge Maze. I mean, goodness gracious, I don't know how many times Furious has cursed me with the progression being here. Ugh. Take that voodoo magic away from me.
I have a question. Has anybody actually gone and done the Citadel Widow? I'm blanking.
Yes, that was the Taros.
Was it?
They got it early. I told you all this about an hour ago, but yes, our runner Sprout Tower had the squirt bottle, our runners had the Taros and we're running it. It had Arrow Blast on it, and you know, with the headbutt TM,
Yeah.
pretty much good to go.
Alright, so last hope. So no one better curse this for me. Because this would be a really good no anti-strife checks ROM if there's nothing on Route 4.
That's just asking for disaster.
Because all the homies hate Route 4.
I mean, it's true that there was nothing on Bugsy this time, and Mori was a verified scam, not even required for Tin Tower access.
Some people in chat going, I would like to change my answer. I believe both badges are somehow on Route 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, Vercetty is going to be clearing out Dragon's Den, which we know is already empty, but, you know, I think it's a very respectable thing to do, considering there are 5 checks.
Yeah, Easton also going for a little bit of a longer check here with Misty. You know, not necessarily one of the worst checks in the world, but does take a bit.
Burst his bubble, ERC. Look, man. I don't even... I mean, we're not even including in the Mount Moon check. Oh man, those would be doozy.
See, it's fine, ERC, because Route 4 isn't nearly as bad in hidden items. It's fine. It's only when you have to do, like, all of that stuff just for one check.
I mean, it is only 2 fights, unless you decide to hit a bunch of optionals.
I feel attacked. But also, I'm bad at the game, so...
I mean, join the club. I'm very bad myself.
You can't say that in my company.
Look, you're just a meme.
That's true.
Unfortunately, these are not the badges we're looking for. Okay, coming up to Brock. Let's go. Come on, Brock.
Misty giving us $600.
Look. Sometimes we just have to intervene to make sure that everything's a-okay, okay? Also, I don't want to even talk about your heresy of selling Ultra Balls. Ugh.
$600. That'll buy you some repels.
You know, you might as well at this point just sell a Flamethrower TM and a Blizzard TM too.
I mean, I wouldn't do that.
Oh my gosh! That Zapdos had Thunderbolt? Thank goodness Vercetty was there. I just looked at it again on my iPad, which is a little bit more delayed, but like, Thunderbolt Zapdos, thank goodness he was higher level.
Oh, yeah, that Thunderbolt Zapdos will kill a couple Dodrios.
Whew.
But anybody who's rooting to see Lance get beaten up today, every single check we do is getting closer and closer.
Look, so luckily, neither of our runners has set it to a day where they will have to deal with the rival 7. That's one of the benefits of not doing Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays. Because if you go to Route 4 before Eat 4 on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, boy, do I have a nasty surprise of the fact that you're gonna have to fight your rival one more time.
Wait, you can avoid that fight?
Yes.
Wait, what? This is new technology to me.
Oh wait, Easton has all 12 Ultra Balls. I think I guess that he's the unofficial champion at this point. What's left? We got Blaine, Blue, E4. For Easton, he still has Erica, I believe. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, and Soft Sand. Easton has not done kimonos. Vercetty has. Kimonos were not the lore today. And unfortunately, Vercetty finds out that, yeah, Claire was just hiding trash in Dragon's Den. Alright, so we got the Route 4 check going on here.
I believe neither of our runners decided to check Lugia.
No. They've already gone to the Royal Islands. If anything, it would have been Vercetty, but Vercetty is committed to that Dodrio. Easton didn't have the Silver Wing when he went there, and there's no reason to go back for a level 60 when you've got the Gengar as is.
I believe Vercetty is going to do red scale check here, which we already know is nothing.
Yeah. Route 4 is nothing. Okay, we got Blue and Blaine as well, but first he's going to Erica.
Blue, Blaine, E4, I think are the only checks.
Soft Sand, girls, and kimonos left for
Soft Sand.
Neither of our runners have done Soft Sand.
That's
they just
true.
got that whirlpool item in the water and just ditched it.
Yeah, I understand. Having a backup against red isn't as necessary. I mean, at this point, with how high level both of our mains are,
with our mains the way they are, absolutely. You know, Dodrio still goes down like a paper airplane that it is, and well, Gengar just better hope there's not a ground move.
Not to mention that it is a tall task, but it is 100% possible to catch a Pokemon that is standing right next to Red and beat him with it. Like,
I've done that many times. You sometimes, I mean, I mean, Eastonn said for night, so you can be up to level 53. Vercetty is daytime, so you can only get level 51. But, you know, even level 48 is still doable against Red. It's difficult, but doable. Although, I think it's a little bit harder for Vercetty's case, because he did sell some of those powerful GMs that were not relevant to his dojo, but I still like to hold on to those GMs in case for emergency purposes.
That sounds about correct, Wayne.
Yes, it's happened. I mean, you can only get those moves off of metronome. In fact, we've had one race where that happened with lock-on preceding the guillotine.
Oh, I love lock-on.
So it has happened before. It is very unfortunate. It is not possible for Pokemon to naturally learn those moves, nor are they going to even appear on TMs. It is only possible through metronome and with the randomizer. We remove the unfun moves, the broken moves that are basically, like, for example, set damage moves as well, because early on those are just bonkers. Yeah. Dragon Rage, just one-shotting everything.
We haven't fought Blaine yet, so I assume that's what Eastonn's going for here.
Yes.
Though I don't think I've ever seen anybody take this particular path. But that might be because
it's a little bit fast. Okay, so it's less steps going the way Eastonn's doing. Going onto the land, I don't know if going onto the land is that much faster because of the text box and stuff, but I think it's... I mean, biking speed's a little bit faster than surfing, but you do have to deal with, of course, the menu text box as well as the transition back. But it is the more optimal movement at that point. I know a lot of people hug the left side, but it's less steps to just hug the right side. And you just take one step to the right to avoid the platform. Don't have to worry about hitting that rotator. You are potentially envision it, but as long as you're not, you know, as long as you're not bonking into anything, which is going to be hard to do, you're not going to hit them. But yeah, this is going to be no problem for Eastonn and his Gengar.
Yeah, setting up a couple of an X special just to make sure that all of these are actually one-shots.
Grew 2 to his crit.
Arbok is back.
And it's gone.
And just like that.
And the Boulder Badge!
The B item!
Yes, the B item. Alright, so we have the Boulder Badge. Brock. So I said Brock and Blue, but maybe it's Blaine and Blue with the 2 B items.
One more badge for Eastonn.
So, if it's not on Blue, do you just do soft? Do you just E4 at that point? Just take the chance it's gonna be a 50-50 chance, or do you just absolutely hold back onto it?
At this point, all right, let's go Blue. I'm rooting for Blue.
I want this to be actually a nice thing.
Yes.
Yes, to go well with your leech life.
He tried. He had the right idea.
This is not later gen leech life. This is 20 base power leech life. I think you're a little bit ahead of your time there, buddy.
He swords danced. He was gonna do something.
Yeah, he was going to disappoint.
No. What if... Look. You cannot tell me that there was not going to be a hype moment there if that Sneasel had Earthquake and just clicked it.
I mean, it could have been. But it wasn't. You had your chance. You blew it.
Nope, there it is.
You got it! Go mode!
Go mode is here.
Take that E4. Not needed. Alright. And as always, soft sand girls not required. Except for those times it has been.
Pretty good ROM though. Bugsy was a scam. Morty was a scam. Everyone hates the Route 4.
Yeah, I mean, even Mahogany was a scam. Whoo, boy!
Yeah. Mahogany was a scam. Claire was a scam.
World
Both of
Island
our
was a
runners
scam.
did Claire, and Claire was a scam.
Oh, that's right, Easton never did Morty! See, that's why he's gonna win!
Wait a minute, you're right!
See,
Alright,
folks?
Don't let anybody tell you that Morty is a good idea. This is why.
You're welcome, Trickums. We love you too.
But yeah, of course, that's going to be about all she wrote for Easton here. I imagine, like, he'd have to struggle against Red very hard for.
I mean, we've had some big struggles, so I wouldn't quite write it off just yet.
Yeah,
and it looks like
Vercetty
is on his way to.
That's true. Yeah.
Playing, so it's not over totally yet.
Yeah, I mean, this race is still very close.
Absolutely. All right. Checking TMs. We'll see that flamethrower TM. We'll remember that. Oh, I have waterfall on this. But goodbye, Crunch. Hello, flamethrower.
But he goes no.
It is not a winner yet. Alright, we got Montebank standing in our way. Don't do it, Monty, don't do it.
Now let's see if it clicks. Oh, confused, right? That's not really over.
Frustration.
Very frustrating.
Alright, we got Confused Ray. Cross shot. Oh, this is. Oh, this is the free setup. He doesn't have anything for the ghost here. This is... Oof, yeah. Monty's showing his frustration, hoping that, you know, hoping that for some reason Easton uses conversion to help out a friend, but... But yeah, free setup.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna
and we got the boulder badge off of... and he's heading to blue, but at this point Easton's fully set up, ready to go.
I mean, he's like almost exactly one fight behind.
Oh no, you know, he is, yeah, so it's just... It's close, and it's just unfortunate that, you know, at this point, Easton's got the better setup, and... It was the most free setup there. And looks like, yeah, this is not a problem for Easton. I think the dojo should be perfectly fine though to deal with the ball boat too.
Oh yeah.
And GG.
Yeah, GG. The Dugong didn't show anything that was going to give the Dodrio trouble, so I imagine that Vercetty's going to...
I mean, Cross Chop might have had a little bit of issues, but anyways, GG.
GG to Easton. Welcome to the call.
Welcome to the call.
Hi.
So, congratulations on the win. You're moving on to the bracket stage.
Oh great, I have to play another one?
Why are you complaining? Morty wasn't required.
I know, and I didn't do him for you, Strife. You're welcome.
Only for him? Even though you know I've been commenting? God, I feel left out at this point. Ooh.
On the other hand, can I just say I'm very annoyed that Basement Key was the first item, and I ended up having to rush it to get both Surf and Fly?
Oh,
I mean,
What a
you did
ROM.
do it. I mean, you did it early, and it paid off dividends for you because you were able to get all the checks needed.
I know,
also,
that was good, and then the Super Rod, that's actually the first time I've gotten the Super Rod that early, so I jumped on it, you know?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And I
Also,
wanted to run the
Eastonn-
Toros. Sad.
yeah.
I know. Vercetty reset away for the Super Rod actually, and was
Oh, he
running the
did?
Taurus. Although
Yeah.
he did get the Roamer Do Duo though, and switched
Oh,
to it.
Roamer Doduo?
Yeah.
That's a good one. What were you gonna say, Strife?
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you're seeing the stream, but like, Vercetty just talked to Oak, so you were ahead by about a fight, which that's pretty close.
Big fights, but yeah.
I mean, considering it ended up almost being a 100% ROM, yeah, I wouldn't expect him to be that far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so neither of you guys did the soft sand girls. You did the kimonos, and so at that point, it was just, soft sand kimonos and E4. So
Soft Sand Kimono, E4, and Morty was all I had left.
Yeah.
After Blue and Blaine, which, that's the millionth time that's happened. Why do they always have badges?
I was hoping for Brock and Blue, but
I was hoping for Brock and Misty, and
Oh,
because the badges I was missing were Boulder
Oh,
and
yeah.
Cascade, I think.
no, Boulder and Thunder.
Boulder and
I think.
Thunder, yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty close.
That's good. I hope it was entertaining.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
no,
very
it was
much
pretty great.
was. It was
Did he
definitely
do the same early path that I did? I
No,
kind
he-
of went a different way than I normally would and did the reverse goldenrod.
Yeah, he did the normal goldenrod loop where you did the reverse one. So you both high-fived at the slowpoke well, and we're in sync, getting the charcoal item, the cut guy item, with the charcoal item as well. And then just kind of, at that point, you diverged for a bit, and then you both. He had done the lighthouse just before you, but you had already gone and, of course, fly and had already grabbed the stuff. So that was mostly it. Oof, looks like cross chop crit was too much for that dugong. Although you had the most free setup I could ever see.
So, you know when I super rodded and found the Haunter and I master balled it right away?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Haunter's a buddy, okay? Second of all, I had Waterfall, so I was running it regardless of what the moveset was. And
Yeah.
it's honestly amazing to have Gengar for the red fight. If the lead does not have a special move, or it only
ground
has like
move.
normal or fighting, and that was in this case, then it's free. Like the
Mhm.
ghost type is just so good for finishing out a run.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you were trying to say that, yeah. Gengar is has paper defenses, but it's only weak to the sort of ground type at that point. I mean, it does have the dark weakness, or dark and psychic weakness.
Yeah.
But
I think the only fight I had trouble with the Gengar was Surge, because his Stantler crit me with Earthquake and put me to 1 HP.
Yeah,
That was hilarious. I was like, oh, I didn't even expect you to do that much damage.
yeah.
I was like sitting there like waiting for the text that Focus Sash triggered when I saw that. I was like, oh no.
I saw a bunch of focus bands. I should have picked one up just in case.
Eh.
Yeah. So we saw it. I guess it was kind of weird that you. I guess it was a little bit awkward when you were going shopping, realizing you had just enough money for the Waterstone, but not enough for the Rock Smash Jam.
I realized it pretty early, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna bank on just getting Fly and going back for it. I needed the TM that I bought, and I didn't even have money for X items, which was really bad. You typically don't want to go into the Goldenrod Mart without money for X items, at least in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
I had to go back for it, but yeah, that was kind of rough. But I had to supplement the Tauros with something.
Yeah, I mean, you had that double kick TM that came out okay. He picked up Magnitude TM, that was fine. This is, I think, a little bit more rough of a fight for his dojo, because Vercetty did have that flamethrower and blizzard TM, but he also sold the bone marine TM as well, which I think would have been a little bit better coverage than what
What's
he
the
had there.
move set on the Dodrio?
It is Strength, Aero Blast, Shadow Ball, and Rolling Kick.
He has enough coverage to get through the fight. He just needs to not get crit by cross chop while he's setting up. I hope he has X defense.
Well, he kind of brute forced through the Dugong. He had to reset because it did get crit cross chopped once, but then after that he was okay.
Gotcha.
I guess he didn't set up any X speeds, and that Electrode, of course, outspeed there. But yeah, you had the pretty free setup, so.
Oh yeah, gotta love me some Gengar.
Oh no. I guess he didn't have very much time to set up with that Dugong, and so that Entei gave him a little bit of trouble. Has to reset up with the Dodrio. But yeah, congratulations. At least it wasn't vanilla rockets for you today.
Yeah, at least, well, here's the other thing that really bothered me partway through. After doing the basement stuff, I got the card key not long after. I was like, okay, you know what? As soon as I'm able to, I'm gonna rush that, because I know there's gonna be something there. And I considered skipping the 6-poke check again. And lo and behold, it's progression for the second straight ROM. Of course.
Yeah, of course. Oof. He just got countered setting by the Entei. This
One-shot
Entei
him?
is just... Yeah, it's living on red health. And just... Yeah, that was brutal. No, but you did get that card key early, and I did appreciate that you did doing that play with the basement. So we knew it was a little bit out of logic at that point, even though you had the card key, but you knew you were going to get your 7 badges eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a smart play, and it definitely paid off for you, and was more than enough the difference here.
Yeah, well, the Haunter, when I got it, it was like, okay, it's level 40, I can go out of my way and do all the big fights early. Get him some levels and get him to Gengar, and see where I'm sitting with badges after the hideout, the tower, and the basement. But surprisingly, there were 0 items in Whirl Islands, which was the next play because I found Whirlpool. So yeah, this ROM was very interesting. I'm glad there was a divergence on path.
Yeah, I think that made it a little bit. It was definitely really interesting. A little hard to keep up with at the beginning for me, but at the start, but it was all good. And for say just finished, so we will. I think we'll get the invite for. And GG.
Yes, it was.
So unfortunately that was lost, but you played really well there as well. So I guess take us through the thought. I mean, what you thought about when you found the Doduo roamer.
I freaked out for a second because I was like, didn't I just repel? And I was like, oh right, yeah, that exists. And then I saw it was an okay Pokemon, so I took a half second to think about it and just caught it and evolved it. And then the moveset was not very good, so I just kind of sucked it up for a little bit.
On the other hand, Doduo's a buddy, so kudos for running it.
Yeah, I think it was worth it in the end. I got the extra 10 levels on the Tauros, and then, yeah, I eventually was able to make it into a decent moveset. I missed a lot, though, for a while.
Yeah, your moveset was really needing. You had Hyper Beam, Mega Horn, and Rolling Kick. I guess I wanted to ask you, because you ended up in midway in the run selling your Flamethrower and Blizzard TMs, and even Bone as well. Or is it just you were just banking on, you were just not going to have needed different Pokemon?
I'll be honest, I accidentally sold Flamethrower, and then I was like, well, I guess I'm all in, and sold Blizzard too.
Okay, and did you not consider Boomerang at all, or was it? Yeah, I mean, at that point, I guess you had the Shadow Ball TM that bailed you out as well.
Right, yeah, no, I didn't really care for Boomerang. I mean, I generally don't anyways, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was just a little rough. Yeah, Easton I think, got a little bit heavy because he did dip into the basement early because he super rotted a Haunter over in Cherry Grove and
Oh, nice.
did basement early to get fly and surf. It was, I think that was the bigger difference. And then, but yeah, both of you played really well, and unfortunately, this, you didn't win, but you had a great showing, and definitely was good to have you on this tournament.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, Vercetty, question for you.
What's up?
When you saw the basement key as the first item on 29, what were your thoughts?
Oh, I was terrified. I was like, we're gonna get badges. I'm gonna have to do early basement.
As soon as I saw it, I went, okay. As soon as I get a poke at level 25, I'm rushing the basement. And we're lucky that we got Squirt Bottle early to propel our start. But
Yeah, that was nice.
the Super Rod was hilarious. I've never had that happen in a full item race before.
Yeah, we got that super quick, huh?
Yeah. But you reset it away, right? At least that's what Snowbear said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't feel like walking back and dealing with all of that, and I figured Tauros was good enough. But yeah.
I actually agree. I wanted to run the Tauros, but it was level 24 or 25 when I got the rod, and I mean, I had repels spare, so losing a couple minutes to get a level 40 felt worth it to me, especially with a Master Ball.
Just get lucky and find the roamer.
True. I mean, if you haven't been around it for the Senko scene, I'm the one that's known for finding the roamer without repels.
Both roamers.
Both roamers.
Before you
actually.
get the 10% slot.
Yep. Yep.
It's honestly impressive. But
Yeah,
yeah,
GG.
no,
Good race.
for sure. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, and hopefully we can, you'll stick around for more of these, in any tournaments in the future. It's always great to have all these new people, all these people who are showing up. So thank you again, and thank you both for doing this. And Eastonn, we'll see you in the brackets, and we're saying thank you, thanks again, and hopefully we'll see you around more.
Yeah, no, I love this stuff. Thanks for putting it on.
Have you had your match against Raph yet, or is that coming up?
Yeah, I had it last what was that? Tuesday? Wednesday? I don't know. Last week.
Oh, okay.
Last week,
I must have missed that. That's too bad.
Yeah, it was almost like the exact same in terms of difference. I finished like a couple minutes later. It's like,
I mean,
well, all right.
what you need to take from that is that you were close, and there are some very easy ways to gain a little bit of time back, just more efficient shops or more efficient paths, stuff to think about. But I mean, obviously you played well. You finished very close.
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely had some nerves too. I forgot things and had to go back. I messed up pretty bad in Lighthouse. I accidentally fell down before I meant to.
Yeah, and then did you reset away the badge mortar, or was I just going crazy?
I did do that, but I did that on purpose.
Okay.
I very much expected to be getting fly, so that I could go back and get it. And since I think it was soul badge, it wasn't super useful. But then I ended up needing to go do rocket tower, so that didn't work out in my favor super much.
Right. But either way, I mean, GG. And yeah, when it gets down to these last checks, it's really just a matter of who did the check first. And so, I mean, pretty close in skill, and it's just sometimes depending on just which ones you did first.
Yeah, that HM06 was just the hardest bait.
Where was
that was
Whirlpool
right in
again?
front of Soft Sand Girls. That was the item on the way to Soft Sand Girls, but neither of you even checked Soft Sand Girls. So you guys both got it and flew away.
Why would we do soft sand girls?
I don't know. Why would you do it? It's a good question.
I did it last time and they gave me like the miracle seed. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then, so this is the last race of today. We do have 4 races tomorrow. We have Trickers versus Prisms at noon. And then we have Asasas versus Diego Lasso on SpeedGaming Espanol at 5:30. And then we have 2 matches at 7 o'clock. We have Dirts versus Glacial, and we also have Vicen Dithus versus Newtson. So these are going to be really intense matches. So stick around, tune in, because we're going to be having more Crystal every single day of this week, and even beyond. So keep your eyes out. We're blazing through these group stages pretty quickly.
Yeah, it won't be long before we're at the elimination stage, and it's going to be a really tight run with, especially in a single elimination bracket.
Looking forward to it.
Better win the whole thing.
Oh man.
I will do my utmost.
That's all right. All right. Thank you so much, and I think we're going to be signing off for tonight. So, any last comments, any last words from our racers?
I just want to say thanks for streaming, thanks for commentating, guys, and thanks for racing, Easton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely give both of our racers a follow, Eastonn8 and Vercetty. And give a follow to my co-commentator Strife, who I wouldn't be able to enjoy conversing and spreading the word of Morty being scammed without.
Yeah. You know, if you want to go watch Morty get beaten up by other racers, go follow the two runners. And if you want to see that not happen, you can go follow me and Snowbear. It's great.
All right, I'm Snowbear22, and we can see you later. Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.